Hi, I'm Beverley Elliott. I played Granny on Once Upon a Time, and I am so happy to be here with FrConventions. Interesting, my first day, I remember the audition, and I went to, I got called at noon to audition at 5 o'clock that day, which never happens. Usually you get more time. And I had to learn the lines really quickly with my 10-year-old daughter. And I went to the audition and there was no one there, but there was all the wardrobe and pictures hanging on the wall of the designer's ideas, what it was going to be like. And I called my agent and they said, the director and producer are coming. And I went, okay. So I waited, and as I waited, I remember just having this feeling, like goosebumps go over my whole body. And I thought, I'm gonna be on this show. I had that premonition, that kind of, I'm gonna be on this show. And anyway, the producer and director came and I sat one-on-one and talked to them, did the scene, did it again. Lovely. Because usually you're in audition and all your competition is there and you're seeing everybody's like, I want this part. But it was just so beautiful. And then they called me 4 days later and said I got the part and asked me if I knew how to knit. And I said, yes, of course I know how to knit. Anyway, I hung up the phone and said, somebody teach me how to knit, because I didn't know how to knit. But my first day, wow. Okay, it was the pilot, I got it. It was the pilot, and we filmed in a place that we'd never ever filmed in again. And Granny's, it was like Granny's was a hotel, and it was all cobwebby and dusty, and Mr. Gold came to the door, and he was kind of flirting with Ruby in a creepy way, and I was yelling at Ruby. I knew from the minute I was there, the quality of the show was amazing, just because the set was fantastic. I'm working with Robert Carlyle, and it kind of felt magical in that way, that this is bigger than what I know already, and I was just brought into the ride. So, yeah. Oh, my favorite moment of all was when I pulled out the crossbow. Did not know that was happening, didn't see that coming, when we're locking up the place and I'm protecting Red because she's gonna go out and find Peter. And I think Peter is the wolf. And I just remember like slamming those windows shut and slamming everything and getting her to bed, getting her in there, and then sitting down and then pulling out that crossbow. And it was just so fantastic. The crew loved it, everybody loved it. Adam and Eddie said when they went to Comic-Con, they showed that scene and the crowd at Comic-Con just went crazy, so that was great. Power, right? Seek power. I feel like we just really instilled that community and fight for good and support each other. We just really felt like townspeople, and because I had the restaurant in town, and so many decisions and things happened at Granny's Diner. Curses were made, curses were lifted. We'd have a group meeting to figure out what to do next. So I felt like I held the space for the heart of the town. So that was easy to fall into just believing in this town and fighting for it. And food is comfort. Food brings us together. So I always provided food. Nobody ever paid for anything. Yeah, well, Meghan was really, like, the clothes they had her wearing, especially in season 1, she was just dressed so scantily. It was very easy to go, put some clothes on. You know, you look like a hooker, or whatever I think one of my lines was, going down to meet the sailors. And she's fierce. So it just gave me something to play off of, and just easy to love as well. Like, Meghan's a beautiful person. I'm so sorry she didn't get to come this weekend, but yeah. I think I always just felt like, like a parent. I have a daughter who's 26, and you can tell when they want to just grow and do their own thing. So you just have a watchful eye and just, make sure they're on the right course, but you can't be too, and my daughter particularly, she doesn't like to be told what to do. So I just do a lot of support with her and then wait for her to come to me to just spill and tell everything. And it was kind of like that with Red as well, with Ruby. She was being very independent and when she worked at the police station for a little while and she's trying to find her way. Yeah, so it felt real. Like, I think the writing was natural as to how a parental figure, even though I was a grandmother, I wasn't a gooey kind of grandmother. Oh, sweetie, let me give you some cookies. It was tough love. I think with Emma, it just felt like a lost sheep. She didn't know what she was doing there. She didn't know why. She didn't believe, even though we didn't know who we were. We hadn't woken up yet when she first came. But I think it's just that hospitable heart that take care of the vulnerable, look after. And maybe because I'm part wolf, I married into the wolf family. That I never thought of it that way before, but just that I want to take care of and provide what's needed for somebody who's lost. Which means so much to me. It means so much to me because, I'm not the young, lead. So the fact that people care, it's great. Oh, well, I keep saying it's the show that keeps giving. Like, it just keeps giving. I can't, every time I do get another convention, I'm like, I can't believe it. This is probably my last one. And then I get another one. So I'm so grateful. I feel grateful, surprised, happy. It's wonderful to see the cast again because I live in Canada and most of them live in the States or in Europe. So we don't get together a lot at all, except for conventions. So I just marvel at the fact that the power this show had, and it's driven by love, it's driven by belonging, it's driven by hope, believing that, in magic and believing that love always wins. So I think it's just great that people still want to come and talk about it. Oh, the friendships that have been made and the people that, I'm from Belgium and I'm from, Mexico, and people have made friends and stayed in touch, and I love that. I always say I'm really glad I wasn't on a horror show, and have to go and support that kind. It's really easy to get behind this show. The message of the show, totally in alignment with my heart and how I live in the world. If I had to support some kind of thriller or, I'd be like, oh my God.